Okay, welcome back. So, we are 1% away. Naturally, we run out of heat shielding tiles. uh, alright. Well, you know what? We'll worry about that for the second launch. Alright. Preparing. It's a really good thing this isn't like RimWorld where when you are like preparing to launch the rocket, um the like a bunch of enemies like come to try and stop you. Thankfully the bugs aren't that smart. All right. So, we got our inventory. Uh Once it's ready to go, you can put whatever you want into it. If you put a satellite into it, you'll get 100 or not 100, 1,000 space science. Let's go ahead. Tell it to get ready to launch. Fortunately, that's the farthest we can really zoom out. Whee! Game finished. Alright, so we're not actually finished just yet. We do have a few things that we want to do. Well, first we can actually go ahead and send the space science someplace. Let's see. And yeah, I realize we haven't really done everything yet, but I don't think that's really necessary at this point. Usually, in a game of Factorio, if you make it to the rocket launch, you're pretty much done with the game. Obviously, you can keep going on for however long you really want, but it's just not really necessary. Just do that to make sure that things get balanced properly. Alright, so now that I actually have rocket fuel on me, I can go ahead, hit J, and actually get to use my rocket, or my jetpack. So let's go ahead and use this to just kind of take a little tour the of everything. So when we started over in this area. We had a sapphirite patch somewhere over here, I think. Probably like right around here. And that was sort of our starting area with our stereotype and our coal, and then we had some bobonium up this way, around where our rocket silo currently is. And I think that was a kind of a fitting end place for the rocket silo. So as we kind of like started to expand, I really wanted to find like a good place to put a bus. And we kind of, I mean, we do have a bus, obviously, like right here. Oh, are we actually out? Oops. um, and we do have a bus, but it never really got as much love as I would have liked. Just because I think with Bobs and Angels, it's just a lot to try and do a bus for how many resources there are. Now, it probably would have been better to have a bus um, instead of having all the belts spaghetti all over the place. But live and learn, I suppose. We then expanded down and into this area. for our power production because we had a large coal patch right up here, and that allowed us to kind of make this our primary energy production for at least the first third to a half of the game until we got some solar panels, which we'll get to. Then, as we kind of expanded, especially with the bus in particular kind of determined where we would expand to. And that ended up being down here, mainly because I wanted the space for our iron production, which never really got as large as I thought it would be. I think it was just primarily because I never really got the ratios to work out correctly. So yeah, I probably overkilled a few things and underkilled a few other things. But yeah, this became sort of our new kind of hub for basic goods and like the the second tier of everything, since a lot of these Bob and Angel buildings kind of follow a similar commodity tier. So like this one, these level 2s all do sort of a bronze plate, a basic electric board, bronze pipe, clay brick type of stuff, while the first levels follow a certain thing. And so yeah, we kind of did some stuff here. This was where our steel production was, and it never really got as good as I would have liked, obviously. But again, live and learn. That's the entire point of this, is to kind of learn and find better ways of doing things. So as we expanded our iron out here, other things such as stone, the crushed stone. Oh man, that I've probably spent at least a good 10 or so episodes just kind of focusing on trying to get our crushed stone under under control. And so yeah, once I kind of figured out like, hey, there are other and better ways of making the iron than sorting out the copper and the slag and all that. I kind of focused on producing geodes and stuff so that we could get our crystal slurry related things and the capsule or whatever these things are, so that we could produce it without having to worry about without having to worry about all the byproducts, and hopefully avoiding having a reliance on or a dependency with copper and iron, because that was really annoying having to deal with that. So as we started producing that, produce getting our other resources like aluminum. Aluminum was sort of the next tier of metal that we had to do, and that I think we aluminum and brass, I think in particular, was that sort of next tier. So like over here in the belt factory area. So we started kind of oh, and cobalt. We started doing some stuff over here. And this I wouldn't necessarily. It's probably another type of mall, but I just stuck with Belt Factory because it made sense since we were doing blue belts, purple belts, and the green belts, I guess. Ultimate belts. So, yeah. Um, and we did like cobalt and then titanium and then nitinol, which really wasn't as big of a deal as titanium and cobalt, which were lengthy processes. And each one obviously focused on a different type of board. So the blue boards, the purple boards, and the red boards. So let's see. What do we want to go to next? Probably uranium. Yeah, that was kind of like the next step. Uranium is still kind of not working as well as I would like. I think the biggest problem that we've had is the fact that that we haven't had access to the Corvax, essentially a recycling thing to get more Corvax stuff, and that's really hindered being able to do anything um, with uranium here, which kind of stinks because it is an interesting like area of the game, but there's not much I can really do about that without, getting rid of a mod, which I don't want to do. I thought magnesium was another thing in here. Thorium. Yeah, it's not really looking like it. Well, it probably is in here. I just don't know what it would even be used in. Magnesium. Oh, manganese, not magnesium. Oops. I always got those two confused. I don't like what is the point of this? What uses these? There has to be some reason to use it. Right? Like there's got to be some reason. But I don't know. All right. Anyways, back to our conversation here. Uh so uranium. We did some of that. We got some power from it. Um and then from there we kind of we expanded in a few different directions. Mostly like here I wanted to try and get, imagine if the jetpack just gave out in the middle of that. So I wanted to get like more sulfuric acid production, so I was doing some of that and wanted more mineralized water or whatever. And now we have probably the most painful part of this entire playthrough is this anything to do with getting whatever these are called, alien plant life samples, because we wanted the speed boost modules so that we could get the whatever these were called, the teleportation stuff working. Well, specifically the personal one, which, you know, for as much pain that it was really helpful to have it. So maybe if you weren't playing with the Bobs and Angels and you were just wanting to play with this teleporter thing, it probably wouldn't be as painful as it was in this playthrough. But I don't think you guys had to watch as much of the pain, the pain of waiting to get enough of the alien plant life sample things. I think if they would have made it so that they didn't, you made more of it back, it wouldn't be that bad. But I mean, you spend 30 to get 32, and it's just so slow to do that, to do it that way. But anyways, and then the next sort of area that we had to expand to get sort of the late game related tech or items is this way. We needed to get gold. Gold was very important for the I believe the purple boards. Well, specifically the CPUs here. So we did gold, and we did nitinol, which was also required in the board, the belts. Not sure what's going on here, but and then in order to get sort of the last bit of stuff, we need tungsten, which was the last sort of big metal involved with a lot of the late game things. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, I think. Um so if you guys hopefully you guys all enjoyed everything. I know I did, even though it was a lot. It was this is now the longest playthrough for the channel. I don't know the exact episode count at this point, but it's definitely over 100. So as we kind of get ready to wrap things up, hopefully everyone enjoyed everything. It looks like we are short on some stuff, so let's take a look at that, see if we can figure out why and how we could get that flowing again. It was the heat shielding something or others. Okay, it's down this way. I'm getting all the use out of this jetpack. Alright. So it seems like, oh, it's the silicon nitride. Ugh. Why is this stuff being so difficult? Alright. Let's see here. Yeah, it's literally just this silicon nitride stuff that's... You wouldn't think it would be too bad with I might just pick some of it up myself. Oh, that's not silicon nitride. Crap. Well, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's just really slow. So I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully get this thing working correctly, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, one more rocket fuel, and we are good to go. All right, preparing. And as per usual, to completely end the game, we're going to launch some fish. We salute you, fish. Factorio fish. I already have the achievement for the modded version of this, but there is an achievement for launching fish into the stratosphere. Into the stratosphere. So yeah, that is it for Factorio Bobs and Angels. Now, if you came here for the Factorio, I really appreciate it. Um, Definitely make sure to check out the original run that I did, as well as look around. Who knows? There might be something else you are interested in. Never know. But yeah, as far as Factorio goes, not sure when we'll get back to it. Ops and Angels is kind of like the big one that you do after you've beaten the vanilla campaign, mostly vanilla. So I'm not sure. I've heard of C Block. I don't know a whole lot about it, other than I think you basically have very limited space to work with, and that sounds like an interesting challenge that might do at some point. So that will probably be the next thing, the next Factorio thing in, I don't know, maybe a year, year and a half. I don't remember how long it was between the original run and this run, but we'll see. So again, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next Let's Play.